I'm Kent, welcome back to the channel. The suspension on my Honda SCL500 is actually pretty decent, particularly for a light rider like myself, but if you follow my channel, I like to upgrade things, and the suspension is next up on the docket for this bike. So I'm going to install gears racing suspension, both in the front and the rear. Installing in the rear is going to be really simple. It'll be just like the Monkey or the Dax. It's actually a very similar suspension setup in the rear as the Monkey and the Dax were with the gears racing suspension that I put on those two bikes. For the front, it's a cartridge installation, so we have to take the fork legs off and install the cartridge into the fork legs. I've done full shock rebuilds on a lot of the Minis before, and it's a pretty straightforward process. For this bike, there is a little bit of machining that needs to be done to one of the lips to get the cartridge in. I looked at the instructions, and I think I could probably do it myself, but in this case, I'm going to send it off to my buddies at Steady Garage to do the install. So I'm going to pull off the fork legs right now, get it boxed up, get it over to Steady. They're going to get some clips of the actual machining that needs to be done. I think you could use an angle grinder to shave off the small bit of metal to get the cartridge in, but we'll get some clips from them doing the installation. Once it gets back here, we'll get the fork legs back on the bike, the rear suspension in, and go for a ride. So I have the bike on rear stands, and then for the front, I have this strap to hoist up the front of the bike. I'm just going to keep it suspended for the week. I'm actually going on travel tomorrow anyway, so when I get back, hopefully these shocks are back and it's easy to throw back in. But the process, I'm going to have to take off this vinyl wrap that I put here because it's going to have to file through this part of the triple tree. I need to take off these cute little turn signals that are also clamped here. Otherwise, there's just a pinch bolt at the top, a pinch bolt here. Need to remove the fender and the wheel, and the caliper, and that should be it. These should just slide right out. All right, I've got both fork legs off. That was pretty easy. Honestly, the thing that took the most time was getting that vinyl tape off. I'm keeping it suspended from my ceiling, but since it's going to be like this for a week, I also went ahead and got a jack and a 2x4 propped underneath this to take off most of the weight, just so that it's not putting all the weight on my ceiling. I think this bike, which is just over 400 pounds total in weight, and half of it's on the back, 200 pounds should be just fine, but might as well take off some of the weight just to be extra safe. So let me get this boxed up and shipped off. it's actually been exactly a week since I took these off of the bike. You saw Steady Garage do the actual install, and they're back here at my place in San Diego. From just looking at these, there's nothing optically to tell you that there's an awesome cartridge suspension kit in here from Gears, other than at the top cap, the adjustable sections have, one's gold and the other's this kind of dark green that, I mean, color-wise also just looks awesome with the bike, but allows then that adjustability to be able to really dial in this suspension. But really excited to get it on the bike and try riding it around. So I'm gonna pop these back in. Let me throw these back on the bike. Top pinch bolt is 20 foot-pounds. The bottom bridge pinch bolt is 24 foot-pounds. Front axle torques down to 38 foot-pounds. And axle pinch bolts go to 16 foot-pounds. All right, now let's finish up the rear. So this obviously is a much easier part of the install. It's just 2 Allen bolts that you pop off and get the new one on. So just a really quick unboxing. Always really fancy packaging from Gears. But here is the actual shock absorber. These look pretty much identical to the ones that I'm running on the DAX. They come with quite a bit of a preload there. I'm curious to see if the other one is like that too, and if that's the recommended setting to start with. In all cases though, I'm gonna get this on the bike, and then I'm going to ride it around, tune it up a little bit. I like that the colors of the suspension work well with the colors of the bike. But anyway, this is the suspension like all Gears products. Very clean machining, good looking decals. Let's pop these onto the bike. I'm torquing the top bolt to 9 foot-pounds, and the bottom bolt I'm torquing to 15 foot-pounds. All right, so at this point I've got the suspension pretty dialed in and this bike is feeling planted. I did the preload adjustments just using a long ruler and a chopstick taped to the fender to get about 30 millimeters of sag when I'm sitting on the bike, which keeps me right in the suspension where I want to be. And then adjusting the preload as well as the rebound and the compression on the front has this bike feeling absolutely fantastic. It's a noticeable difference from the stock suspension setup, which again, for the most part, I didn't have too many complaints about, but once riding this suspension, I can definitely tell the difference. Anyway, a big thank you to Steady Garage for not only setting me up with the setup and doing the install, but also filming those clips so that you can see the step-by-step on how to install the front suspension. If this video was interesting at all, please give me that thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, subscribe below. Thank you all very much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos and keep on building.